these streetlights here in Oak Creek have always had this warm, almost comforting glow. But tonight, it feels different. It feels like a warning. The sun's bleeding out over the horizon, painting everything in shades of orange and deep purple. It's that quiet time of day when the neighborhood holds its breath. But the silence is broken by a soft creak, over and over. An empty swing on the playground, moving back and forth, back and forth. No wind. Just the steady rhythm of its arc. Then, a whisper, so close it feels like it's right beside my ear. You're too late to go home. My heart hammers against my ribs. I freeze, trying to place the voice. A kid! But there's no one here. I scan the empty park, the slides, the jungle gym, all just dark shapes against the fading light. The swing continues its lonely journey, chains groaning like an old man's sigh. I should leave. I know I should. My brain is screaming at me to turn around, walk back to my car, and just drive. Forget what I saw, what I heard, but my feet feel like they're cemented to the pavement. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. As the last sliver of sunlight vanishes, the world is plunged into that deep, inky blue of twilight. That's when I see them. At first, it's just a flicker in my peripheral vision. I turn my head, and there's a small boy standing by the slide. He's pale, almost translucent in the dim light. He's just watching me. He's wearing clothes that look old, maybe from the 70s, faded overalls and a striped shirt. He doesn't blink. Not once. Then another one appears. A little girl, near the sandbox. Her hair's in pigtails, but they hang limp and lifeless. Her dress is torn at the hem. She's holding something, but I can't quite make it out. Soon, there are more of them. 5, 6, maybe 7 children materializing out of the evening gloom. They dot the playground like silent porcelain dolls. None of them speak. None of them move, other than to turn their heads in perfect unison to look at me. The air grows cold, a deep, biting chill that has nothing to do with the autumn night. I start to back away, slowly, one step at a time. My breath is fogging in front of my face, and that's when I notice the shadows. The streetlight above the merry-go-round flickers to life, casting long, distorted shapes on the ground. But they're shadows. They're wrong. They stretch and twist in the opposite direction of the light. They move when the children are perfectly still, writhing on the wood chips like dark, separate entities. My blood runs cold. This isn't real. It can't be. A thick, unnatural fog begins to roll in from the trees that border the park. It's not a normal fog. It's dense and low to the ground, swallowing the edges of the playground and muffling all sound. 2. The world shrinks until it's just me, the flickering streetlights, and these silent, watchful children. Then, a sound cuts through the fog. Laughter. It's a child's laughter, but it's distorted. Echoing in a way that's slow and drawn out, like a recording being played at half speed. It's a happy sound made monstrous, and it comes from all directions at once. The children start to move. Not walking. They glide over the ground, their feet never seeming to touch the earth. They begin to circle the play structure I'm standing near. Their eyes, wide and dark, are all locked on me. They're getting closer. The slow, eerie laughter gets louder, more layered, as if a dozen kids are all laughing in that same, horribly slow way. My instincts finally kick in. I turn and I run. I don't look back. I just sprint toward the street, my lungs burning.
The sound of my own frantic footsteps unnaturally loud in the fog.
As I stumble onto the asphalt, a pair of headlights cuts through the mist. A car is coming down the road. The bright beams sweep across the playground behind me. For a split second, I risk a glance over my shoulder. And they're gone. All of them. The playground is completely empty again. The swing is still. The fog seems to retreat, dissipating as quickly as it came. The slow, horrifying laughter has stopped. There's only silence. Deep, profound silence. The car passes, its red taillights shrinking in the distance, leaving me alone in the dark. I stand there panting, my mind reeling. Was it a hallucination? A trick of the light and an overactive imagination? I force myself to walk back to the edge of the playground, my phone's flashlight cutting a nervous beam through the dark. Everything looks normal. Except, there on the ground, near the swing set, is a single, worn-out tennis shoe. A kid's shoe caked in mud. A few feet away, a red rubber ball, cracked and deflated, relics left behind. Proof that something was here. I get in my car and I do U&T stop driving until the lights of my own garage are illuminating the driveway. I lock the doors, check them twice, and spend the night trying to convince myself it was all a bad dream. The next morning, the sun is shining. The world feels normal again. I'm making coffee, the TV droning on with the local morning news. I'm trying to forget the pale faces and the wrong shadows. I hear the anchor say something that makes me drop my mug. It shatters on the floor. A child went missing last night. A little boy. From our town. They show his picture. A smiling, happy kid. And then they mention where he was last seen. Playing near the park at the edge of town. The Oak Creek Playground. My whole body goes numb, the reporter continues, saying the police found nothing at the scene except a single, mismatched shoe. My mind flashes back to the empty playground, the silent children, the creeping fog. I thought I was the one they were after. I thought I had escaped. But I was wrong. It all clicks into place with a horrifying, sickening clarity. That whisper,